Hello. So I know that the title of this is a little bit depressing. And I think that with whatever is going on our planet, and I think that when you have to look at yourself in a deeper way and you go through that darkness kind of within yourself and you dredge up a lot of crap, you almost have this knee-jerk reaction really like within you of the ability to just go and fall into tears for really it seems like no reason. But I think that there is an existential sadness that if you are kind of plugged into the feelings that are within this matrix, you will sense stuff. And especially if you're an empath, which I know is a word that people use everywhere, but for those who know they are, they are. It is those beings that have come down here to this reality and who are a lot more in tune with their emotional body and their emotions. And they are very high tuned to not only the frequencies and the energies around them, but also with almost like the heartbeat of the planet and kind of the tempo and where it is. And every now and then, probably about weekly, I find myself in some sort of kind of emotional reverie where I just feel like I'm just going to start crying. And I should preface this with the fact that I am not really an emotional person. I mean, I'm emotional as any normal human being probably would be, but I've definitely become more high tuned emotionally ever since the experience that I had in a previous narcissistic relationship, and then healing from that, and having to really face my own self and look at myself and work on that whole aspect. But there is definitely, ever since then, the awareness of the energies of this planet have been very clear to me, where I just feel like almost a purging within me of this sort of sadness is probably the best word I can describe. And maybe it has nothing to do with sadness. That's just what I feel that it is. But I definitely notice that there is that. And it's a weird feeling because other than allowing it to come forth through you, there's nothing really I can do about it. It's like I can be aware of it, but there's nothing I can actually do about it. And so it's just this, it's like I'm keyed in to the energies that are going on. And I think right now what I'm picking up is almost like this, it's a hard thing to explain. It's not the calm before the storm, even though it kind of feels a little bit like it, but that sounds so foreboding. It's like we're all just kind of doing our days but it's kind of like, what is the point of it all? What is it? And I think I pick up on that energy because I feel that way sometimes. Like the clock keeps ticking and the days keep going by. And what is the reason here? Is it just to be a good person and to be a good mother or father or spouse, or like what is the reason for our existence? And on top of that, I think I can feel the energies of the negativity, the pull that this reality, this matrix, so to speak, that we are in is trying to take us away from our own sovereignty. And it's a continuous barrage on us. And to the degree that it's almost hard to do the day-to-day existence of this play we find ourselves in. Like, do I have to go back and do this again? And I know it probably sounds like I'm completely depressed or something, and I'm actually not. I'm pretty upbeat. I'm pretty positive, but this is more of a feeling I get, and I'm realizing that it is something that is not just within me. It's something I'm feeling within the energies of what's going on this planet. And there has been an uptick of that energy, definitely since COVID, but it's continued on. And so I thought that perhaps by putting this video out, maybe you are sensing it too. If you're more of a highly sensitive person, more empathic, more of an alchemist, something within you, you'll know if you are experiencing that feeling. And if there's anything that you yourself are doing while you're experiencing it. Are you doing anything to mitigate it? Are you just being with it? For me, like I said, all I'm doing is processing it with pretty much tears. I was driving to work today crying. I was driving home crying. I was at home crying. And like I said, I get these moments probably weekly where I'm just like, it's like this envelopment that comes over me of emotions, and I feel it within myself. And unfortunately, it's not really positive, and I wish it was. Not that it's heavily negative, but there is sort of a sadness, and I don't know how to transmute that other than allowing it to process through me. But it is definitely a feeling. There's definitely a feeling that I'm having of, it's like we're all just kind of, one foot in front of the other, moving towards a future that is kind of unknown, which I guess is kind of how it is. And I do believe that we create our own reality, we create our own future, but I definitely feel that there is almost like a heavy energy, and has been for a very, 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 very long time, that is trying to push us away from, again, our own ability to change this reality. They don't want the 100th monkey syndrome or situation to happen where we all start waking up to such a crescendo that we take control of this sort of reality, and we start molding it into the reality that we would choose to have, not one that is dictated for us. So yeah, there is definitely that feeling going on, and that is what I mean by the title Existential Sadness, because there is definitely that feeling. And as a positive, it's good to process it, and perhaps I'm just I'm just allowing this energy to process from this planet through me, and I'm just a conduit to allow it to dissipate, and perhaps that's all that is. And so hopefully, if that is something you're experiencing, you too can look at it from a positive point of view, that you are a way shore for perhaps a more happy, maybe happy is no wrong word, but more of a higher vibrational world. So hopefully this finds you well. If you'd like to have a chat, our information is below. Please like this video, and I hope you're having a wonderful day.